Ni aje wase, this is your boy GK Rap Genius, another episode of Drive Radio. Leo ni Friday, na hope mumeamuka fiti, muko fiti, munapiga job fiti. Wherever you are watching me, thank you man for that comment, thank you for that like. Leave a comment, leave your opinion on this. Let me know what you think at the end of this episode. Just watch it, share wherever you can, man. Nilikuwa nataka tu niulize juu there's something I don't know. I also didn't want to go on Google. I wanted to ask myself. I've been asking myself, yeah. Lately, wherever I travel, somewhere in another country, you have your Kenyan passport. When I have my Kenyan passport, one of the most embarrassing thing is to come to the airport, and then you go through these customs, and the security people, the security guys there, they play like they have no idea what kind of passport is that, or they have no idea where Kenya is or what country is Kenya. This has happened to me here in Europe twice. You go to a passport check control, and they just look, and then one time I'm crossing in crossing over in Romania, and so while they're checking my passport, then this security guy called the rest of the colleagues and say, hey, look at this, look at this. Then they start asking themselves, like, what is this? What is this document? And what is this document? I say this is a passport. The document is called a passport. It is a passport. And they're like, we've never seen this. Which country? Kenya? Where's Kenya? Like, man, I felt so embarrassed. I felt so embarrassed. So lately, I've been doing some research on the most powerful passports. To my surprise, my friends, I realized the first, like the first 10 passports, the first 10 powerful passports, they are all coming from Europe or Asia, but mostly Europe. You have you have German, you have Sweden, you have France. They didn't even mention America, even though America should also be around there. But the fact that then I started to realize, first of all, who came up with this idea of passports? If it's not Europeans, they come to Africa, take everything, do a lot of damage in Africa and some of the Caribbean and so, and then after they have enough, then decide, okay, we are going to leave. But because we don't want these people to come and claim their stuff, or we don't want to allow them to come to our homes, we are going to come up with a law called the passport and visas. And you cannot enter our countries without this. But the funny thing is, they make their book very powerful that they do not require allowance or these permits, which is called the visa, to enter in Africa. But when you come from Africa, you cannot enter anywhere with your passport in Europe without a visa. In fact, the way you acquire even that visa is very different from how they will acquire visa. Because now in Kenya, you need a visa. But still, they don't go through the same process compared to. And I'm not talking about like a president or this. I'm talking about normal European person can just like wake up today, decide, oh, I've got some money, I'm bored, I have time. You know what? I'll just go into internet, book a flight to Kenya. Pack my bag. You in Kenya? My friend, first of all, the things they require from you. First of all, the things they require from you, they will shock you, man. First of all, you need to prove that you have a good bank account, full, financially stable. Second, they need you to prove to them that you are not going to stay in their country forever, that you go back. It doesn't matter hata kama unafanya kwa bank, they still don't trust you. They won't trust you. Second, you pay first for that visa, but there is no guarantee that you're going to get that visa, you see. So, this passport, they kept me wondering. I kept wondering, who came up with the law? Who decides that Kenyan or Ethiopian or Ugandan or South Africa or wherever Africa country, who decides their passports should only go to these countries, yeah, to these limited countries, but not to these countries? And who decides European passport, like German passport or Swedish passport or Poland or Denmark or Spanian, or who decides that your passports should just enter in Africa just like that, freely, like easy? And then you are here wondering why our people are using all the dangerous routes to come to your country. Because if you have that human right, the freedom to travel and see this beautiful planet called Earth. If you believe you are human, if you're a human being, and your fellow human being are also human being like you, and they have the same rights like you, so what makes you think, why how can you again say life is fair, that we are all same, and yet you restrict other people from traveling and seeing the beautiful? Some people don't even want to be in Europe. In fact, it's like a child. You see a child, wherever you tell a child, don't do that, don't touch that, that is exactly what they want to do. You see, if you restrict your children, don't touch, you tell that is hot, don't touch it, that is exactly what they want to do. You see, now you restrict Africans from traveling to Europe. Yeah, that is exactly what they want to do. You see, we don't restrict you from coming to Africa. We don't restrict you. Of course, you bring business, you bring money, but we could also do the same. We could also do the same. Let me say hello to some guy. Alles klar? Online. Streaming. It's a radio. Yeah. Geka Rap Genius. YouTube. Geka Rap Genius. Rap Genius. Rap Genius of English. GK Rap Genius, yeah? Alles klar. Schönen Tag. Sorry guys, I just found some guys, they were wondering what I'm doing. So I gave them my handle. Remember, you follow me, man, on GK Rap Genius. And you'll find me on YouTube, on Instagram. I'm there, man. So anyway, what I was saying, I was talking about the European passports being very powerful, allowing the people to freely move to a lot of countries freely without requirements of visas, and and I think I look at it also in a way that when you restrict other people's passports to travel, I feel like you are telling us that we are bad people. We should be locked somewhere we are not supposed to be moving freely. You're calling us criminals. But when you go back to history, come on now. We know who the bad people, we know who the evil people naturally are. Yeah, and I'm not saying all white people are natural, but I'm talking about not admitting, yeah, not admitting that your people, their history is not really nice good. Like, our history is I'm talking about the people in Africa. They have really suffered in the contact, in the hands of European, and we shouldn't be ashamed of that history, because it's a history. You can't change history, man. You can't not change history. And then you come with the laws to restrict people to move around. You know, like, who gave you the right to rule over other people, take their stuff, yeah, rape their people, yeah, and keep ripping and taking everything that can economically stabilize them, you know and you're here, and then you go back to your media, and then you're talking about the human rights. You're talking about how human beings should be the same, they have same rights. We don't have same rights, because you have made sure Africans do not have the same opportunities and same rights, like the Europeans, and always trying to play the you know the innocent, the good ones. Hmm? It's not okay. So that thing hit me, man. I traveling to Europe, and then you give your passport, and then you're embarrassed by those people. Yeah, like, what is this? What is this? You know, what is this? You come to a country, man, anytime you go, you want. In and out, in and out. Africa has so much to offer. Has so much to offer. I tell you, you know? But so that is my take for today, man. I want you guys to tell me what you think, man. Do you think it's fair? I mean, I don't know who came up with this idea of um, um, passports, and as much as even according, like, I know Kenyan history. When the British came to Kenya, or in Africa, in Kenya mostly, they introduced something, the identity card. They introduced that thing called, in Kenya we call it kipande. And let me tell you how horrible it was for our people. Our people were forced to walk with this identity card lifted up in the air. You know, you are supposed to go wherever you are walking, you're going lifting that thing like this. I want you to imagine, and what I'm saying, this is just a tip of the ice. What was happening? People really, really suffered, like they inflicted pain, like really, they inflicted pain, so much pain, yeah. And the funny thing is, people forgot. Like, if you go now to the generations now, the new generation, our generation now, we we rarely talk about that history. In fact, we welcome any white person in Africa. We welcome like them, like, like our friends, and you know we make sure they have good time. I'm talking about something I've done. I've made friends, from Europe, from America, and I've made them feel good, have good time. You know, I've welcomed in my home, shared food, cooked food for them, offered anything, behave like a human being with them. Now, if you are people who keep grudges, I don't think any country in Africa will allow any white person to be. But naturally, black people don't do that. They don't keep grudges like that. The past stays in the past. And people just, history. So historically, black people didn't just suffer in Africa alone, you know. But even today, we are yet to be accepted as human beings. We are yet to be accepted as human beings. You see, so this thing of passport is really me. It annoys me personally. It annoys me that because I'm saying if I can travel, let me just travel. Let me just see the world. Let me see your culture. Let me go, wherever, German, Sweden, wherever. Let me go to America. Let me go to Singapore, wherever. Let me just see this culture, and then at the end, when I'm tired, I'll just go back home. You know. But you're restricting people. You're putting some people they are not supposed to live. It's a jail. You put borders. You put fences around us. We are not, we don't like, we are animals. Those are the animals. You do that with animals. You say animals are not supposed to pass this place. So you put fence around them. We are human beings. And you have put those fences using those damn passports. You know, it's not right. Think about it. It's not right that you have a passport that you can travel freely in this planet without visas, without anybody asking you, why are you here? Nobody cares. But you restrict other people. You restrict other people. And even to get that passport, it doesn't matter if I have money for my own, you know, just to get a passport, it requires you to get all this kind of waiting. And there is no guarantee. They take your money, but still, there is no guarantee they're going to allow you to travel. Come on now. Let people see the planet, you know. Let people just see the world, this beautiful planet that God made for everybody, for a human being. Why are you charging other people to see something that was meant for free? Yeah? It's not right. It's not right. So man, it's been nice, man, to talk to you talk to you guys on this episode. Let me know what you think, man. It's really nice. Let me know what you think. Um, would be nice, man, again to hear your comments. Do you think this is right? Do you think everybody should have the right to travel, to see the planet, to see the world? Do you think that all passports should be same? Let's have different passports as identity card, but still, I think all passports, none should be limited to travel than the other one, because it's not unless you are criminal, unless you are non-criminal. But to restrict the entire Africa, you are calling us criminal. You're treating us like animals. To put fence around Africa that we are not supposed to travel without you saying so. That is inhuman, and that is just that's just mean, and that is just cold. And it's not okay. We've suffered enough as black person. You have suffered enough in the hands of a white person. It's not right. You know, it's not right to restrict people to move. Migration was always from the beginning, in the beginning of time. God created people, and already was people were moving. The 12 tribes of Israel. Migration was always there. People, God made that planet so that when he say fill the world, he didn't mean one should just restrict other people not to move to that area. Move, man, move. And the reason Africa is feel like that is because wherever you go, you see Bantus. There are people who are involved in farming. They'll go to places where you need good soil to farm. When you see the nomads, yeah, the Nilotes, the nomads, yeah, they are good for animals, and so they walk a lot. So now you are restricting Nilotes to go with their animals. That is inhuman. It's just natural. That is how God meant it to work. You see? So let me know what you guys think. Like I said, this is the GK Rap Genius on Radio Drive. Thank you for joining me in this episode. Have a nice Friday. I'll see you again soon. Stay tuned. Bye.
Niaje sururu, siku mingi tujabonga, suchukue kiti tuongele easy agenda. Kabla tuendelee, wacha nichukue kahawa.